Halide perovskites are a type of material that has shown promise in solar cells due to their high performance and inexpensive production costs. Although other forms of non-halide perovskites, such as oxides and nitrides, are used in various energy technologies, such as fuel cells and catalysts, the word perovskite comes from the nickname for its crystal structure. Welcome to ManaTech, and today we will be talking about the newest renewable energy source, perovskite. Perovskite solar cells have made amazing progress in recent years, with efficiency rising from under 3% in 2009 to over 25% now. While perovskite solar cells have become incredibly efficient in a short period of time, they still face several obstacles before becoming a viable commercial technology. For perovskite technologies to be commercially successful, SETO has highlighted 4 key problems that must be overcome concurrently. Each task has its own set of obstacles to overcome, as well as distinct technological and commercial goals to meet. Several funding initiatives, including the SETO FY 2021 Small Innovative Projects in Solar or SIPs, SETO 2020 Photovoltaics, and SETO FY 20 Perovskite funding programs, as well as the Perovskite Startup Prize, are helping to overcome these difficulties. Perovskite solar cells have shown competitive power conversion efficiencies and the potential for improved performance, but their stability is limited when compared to other photovoltaic technologies. When perovskites react with moisture and oxygen, or when they are exposed to light, heat, or applied voltage for an extended period, they decompose. Researchers are looking into degradation in both the perovskite material and the surrounding device layers to improve stability. The development of commercial perovskite solar devices requires improved cell endurance. Perovskite solar cells are currently not commercially viable due to their short operational lives, despite great advances in understanding their stability and deterioration. Outside of the power sector, commercial applications may tolerate a shorter operational life, but even these would require improvements in variables such as device stability during storage. Regardless of any advantages, technologies that cannot function for more than 2 decades are unlikely to succeed in mainstream solar power generation. Early perovskite devices deteriorated quickly, becoming useless in minutes or hours. Multiple research groups have now demonstrated operation lifetimes of several months. SETO is aiming for an operational lifetime of at least 20 years, preferably more than 30 years for commercial grid-level electricity production. The perovskite PV R&D community is concentrating on operational lifetime and examining a variety of ways to better understand and improve stability and deterioration. Improved surface reactivity treatments, alternative materials and formulations for perovskite materials, alternative surrounding device layers and electrical contacts, advanced encapsulation materials, and approaches that mitigate degradation sources during fabrication and operation are all part of the effort. The development of uniform testing and validation methodologies is one difficulty in assessing degradation in perovskites. Performance findings are reported based on a wide range of test settings, such as different encapsulation techniques, atmospheric components, illumination, electrical bias, and other factors. While such a wide range of test settings can yield useful information, the absence of uniformity makes it impossible to compare results and anticipate field performance based on test results. Perovskite PV cells have outperformed practically all thin film technologies, excluding 3 to 5 technologies in power conversion efficiency and small area lab devices, with rapid increases over the last 5 years. High-efficiency devices, on the other hand, have not always proved reliable or feasible to manufacture on a wide scale. Maintaining these high efficiencies while obtaining stability in large area modules will be required for widespread perovskite implementation. Continued efficiency gains in medium area modules could be beneficial in areas such as mobility, disaster response, and operational energy, where lightweight, high-power devices are essential. By modifying the material composition, perovskites can be tailored to respond to different use in the solar spectrum, and the range of formulations have exhibited outstanding performance. Perovskites can be paired with another differently tailored absorber material to give additional power to the same device because of their versatility. A tandem device architecture is what this is called. Tandem devices with several PV materials have a potential power conversion efficiency of above 33%, which is the theoretical limit of a single-junction PV cell. Perovskite materials can be tailored to take advantage of sections of the solar spectrum that silicon PV materials struggle to utilize effectively, making them ideal hybrid tandem partners. It's also feasible to make a perovskite-perovskite tandem by combining two perovskite solar cells with differing compositions. Due to its ability to be built into flexible, lightweight devices with excellent power-to-weight ratios, perovskite-perovskite tandems can be particularly competitive in the mobile, disaster response, and defense operations sectors. Commercial production of perovskite solar cells will involve scaling up perovskite manufacturing. Making the technique scalable and repeatable could help perovskite PV modules reach or exceed SETO's levelized cost of power goals. Perovskite solar cells are thin film devices made up of layers of materials that have been printed, coated with liquid inks, or vacuum deposited. It's difficult to make homogeneous high-performance perovskite material in a large-scale production environment, and the efficiency of small-area cells and large-area modules differ significantly. Solving this difficulty, which is still a hot topic in the PV research community, will determine the future of perovskite manufacturing. Many of the methods used to make lab-sized perovskite devices are difficult to scale up. However, there are substantial efforts underway to develop scalable perovskite fabrication methods. Thin film technology can be divided into two distinct production kinds. Sheet-to-sheet manufacturing is a process in which device layers are deposited on a hard basis that serves as the finished solar module's front surface. This method is widely utilized in the thin film cadmium telluride industry. Device layers are deposited on a flexible basis in roll-to-roll manufacture, which can then be employed as either an interior or outside section of the final module. Researchers have attempted this strategy with other PV technologies, but due to the performance constraints of these technologies, roll-to-roll processing has not gained commercial traction. It is nevertheless frequently utilized in the production of a photographic and chemical film, as well as paper products like newspapers. Current solar PV device testing protocols were created for existing mainstream PV technologies. Indoor testing with the techniques that might accurately predict outside performance in silicon and cadmium telluride solar cells, which degrade differently than perovskite technologies, is one of these. To enhance confidence in perovskite technologies and enable investment in industrial scale-up and deployment, objective, trusted validation utilizing test methods that can sufficiently screen for real-world failure mechanisms is needed. Because the material and device compositions of perovskite solar cells are continually changing, this standardized validation is extremely difficult and necessary. PACT will conduct field and lab testing, create and validate accelerated test techniques and energy yield models, and conduct technical and commercial bankability studies to improve our understanding and faith in the real-world durability of perovskite PV systems. Based on the performance targets for perovskite photovoltaic research, development, and demonstration programs request for information, SETO has set performance targets to support commercialization paths for perovskite PV. These goals for perovskite PV device efficiency, stability, and replicability can help to unify research orientations and aims, ensuring that future funding programs are relevant, and speeding up the technical and commercial development and de-risking of perovskite technology. Some perovskite researchers are still working to improve conversion efficiency by identifying faults in the material. While perovskite semiconductors are impressively defect-tolerant, flaws, particularly those appearing at the active layer surface, nonetheless have a negative impact on performance. Others are experimenting with new perovskite chemical formulations to fine-tune their electrical properties for specific applications, such as tandem cell stacks, or to improve their stability and longevity. Researchers are also developing new cell designs and encapsulation tactics to preserve perovskites from the environment, as well as understanding basic degradation pathways so that accelerated aging experiments may be used to estimate how long perovskite solar cells would last on rooftops. Others are experimenting with a range of production methods, including how to convert perovskite inks to large-scale solution printing technologies. Finally, while today's best-performing perovskites contains only a small amount of lead, researchers are looking into alternative compositions and new encapsulation techniques to address concerns about lead toxicity. The presence of atomic-scale floss in perovskite crystals can diminish solar conversion efficiency. David Ginger, CEI's chief scientist and a chemistry professor, have discovered passivation processes that cure floss in perovskites by treating them with various chemical compounds. When perovskite crystals are integrated into solar cells, however, the current collecting electrodes can introduce new flaws. Ginger and colleagues at Georgia Tech were awarded funding by the U.S. Department of Energy's Solar Energy Technologies Office in 2019 to develop new passivation strategies and charge collecting materials that will allow perovskite solar cells to achieve their full efficiency potential while remaining compatible with low-cost manufacturing. Perovskites have the potential to expand capacity faster than silicon PV if they can be manufactured reliably utilizing these scalable fabrication processes. Because both of these processes are well established in other industries, existing knowledge and supply chains may be used to minimize scaling costs and risk even more.